What is up, guys? Yesterday I did survival mode Elder Tower for 130 seconds, which basically means that I did it for 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and I shared my result in Twitter, and one of you actually requested to see how I did it, and I said to myself, why not? Actually this falls into the whale category, even though I'm out of the challenge. I'm not going to participate, but I just decided to give you some hints. This is the team that I used. I'm going to do a couple of battles so I can demonstrate how I used it, and it's 100% pay to win here. There is nothing free to play, but still I believe you'll find it interesting. Now I have Noob Saibot, I have Sub-Zero, Circle of Shadow, and I have Circle of Shadow Kung Lao. Noob Saibot has synergy with Circle of Shadow Sub-Zero. This is the reason why I use Circle of Shadow Sub-Zero. On top of that, Circle of Shadow Kung Lao can give Sub-Zero additional starting power, which is important. Now, the point here is, I play the game the very same way. I do Fatal Blow with Noob Saibot, I apply Team Death Mark, then I tag into Sub-Zero, I do another X-Ray, killing the other guy, and then I stay with Sub-Zero and killing the third guy. This is how I do it. It's important for this to work to have kill stroke, so that you can make sure that everybody will die from your X-Ray. You don't want somebody to survive. Everybody should be dying to your X-Ray, so you need as much damage as possible. And I also make sure that after I do X-Ray, thanks to Centered, and thanks to Lethal Battle, I have one remaining bar of power. That's really important. If you don't have one remaining bar of power, you have to punch people so that you can get to special one and kill them, and this takes time. I don't have to do that. So you need to have both of those talents in order for this to work. This is the equipment I have on Noob. Behind Visage, really important. Why is that? Because it applies Death Mark in the beginning of the X-Ray, so that Noob will basically execute everybody. Thunderlord's Weaver, so additional damage and 1 bar of starting power, and basically King Jared's Spear for additional 1.5 bars of power. Thus, Noob Saibot will start with 3 bars of power. Also, we have the Varmint Silky Hat, so the moment Noob Saibot tags out for the rest of the game, the entire ally team is going to have shields. This is the equipment on Noob Saibot. Look at the equipment on Sub-Zero. Varmint Ace in a Hole. Very useful against annoying shields because it applies shield break the moment the opponent stacks in. There's one small problem with that, but we're going to get to that later. Weather Warfare, they're going to get frozen, and Quailiang Scepter, you're going to get Lethal Blow and destroy them. Also, Dynasty Mask of Madness, 40% resistance to the buffs, and your shield break is more effective. And the gear on Kung Lao don't really matter, quite frankly. I just gave him Shadow Sash for some reason, and Shinta of Malice. Actually, Shinta of Malice is really useful on this guy. And he can also start with an X-Ray. Now, what is possible counter for this team? Remember that in the Whale contest you can reroll. Of course, I rerolled like 4 or 5 times. But the thing is, look at Kenshi. Kenshi doesn't have any problematic gear. However, if he had Cryomancer armor, this will definitely make sure that I will skip this fight. Not because I cannot beat it, but because thanks to the Cryomancer armor, it will take me like 3 or 4 more seconds to beat this fight. And I don't wanna make this happen. I don't wanna let this happen, because I wanna finish the fights as fast as possible. Cryomancer armor will slow me down. I'm definitely going to win it, but it will slow me down, and I don't want this to happen. Now I'm going to demonstrate how this team works. And there is another drawback of this team I'm going to showcase in a while, and the drawback lies here. I'm going to do X-Ray, Fatal Blow right at the bat, and this is the drawback. Characters such as Sonya can destroy my plan, because what happens if, for instance, Kung Lao tags in? And another thing, what happens if immediately after do Noob Saibot Fatal Blow, a guy with shield tags in? I won't be able to shield break him. So those are the kinds of issues that I have with this build. But the best thing is that you can, on the Whale challenge, basically you can reroll. And if you're extremely bored with MK Mobile, why don't you try and beat this? 130 seconds, guys, means that on average it took me less than 10 seconds per fight, because we have 15 fights. If you say that on average it took me 10 seconds, that's 150 seconds. I did it though in 130 seconds, which basically means that on average it took me 8.5 seconds per fight, which is incredible, right? Which is absolutely busted. You see, I just have 1 bar of power left. I'm going to do this. Bam! 380k damage. This guy goes bye-bye. Another problem that you might have is items that Death Mark doesn't counter, such as, for instance, the Tanuki. Tanuki is an absolute nightmare. If you get an enemy that has Tanuki, just reroll, because you're going to lose 10 seconds. There's nothing you can do. You can only do a Fatal Blow No, if there's a Tanuki or anything that revives the enemy, you can only do brutality or friendship. So that's not a perfect setup for this, because if I get a Tanuki in the enemy team maxed out, I'm just going to reroll. I'm not going to waste my time doing it. Okay. Apart from that, this team is absolutely busted. It counters Tremor, it counters Classic Raiden. Oh, he freaking resisted it. He resisted the death mark. Oh my god. Oh, and the bone shield goes down. Okay. Quite frankly, if this thing happens, nothing you can do. Like, seriously, nothing you can do. You're just getting unlucky. Nothing you can do. Of course, what you could have done, sorry about that, is to check the enemy equipment, whether they have equipment that increases their resistance. But in such situation, you can just take your chances, right? Because let's face it, this guy was lucky first time to resist the death mark, and then it was lucky second time because he didn't die. He got to Revenant Shield. So twice. That's extremely unlikely to happen. Let's see Jade. Jade has nothing that can counter our strategy. Let me remove my head so you can see. Yeah. She actually has some resistance to the boss, but it doesn't matter because I believe she's going to die. Let's see whether he has some talents. He actually has Revenant and Shinnok's Teaching. Alright. So the absolute worst thing that can happen is Jade actually resisting the death mark and getting Revenant Shield. The same thing that happened with Tremor in the previous fight, but I hope that this is not going to be the case now. Anyways, let's see. I will do X-Ray, a Fatal Blow, sorry, immediately. Bam! Okay, she didn't resist it. That's beautiful. Okay, that's even better. This guy goes down, and this guy goes down. Bam! Another thing that I want to mention is that if you are trying to build a perfect team to do survival mode in, let's say, the 100 seconds, because let's face it, I believe like 100 seconds is going to be the absolute best. Everything below 100 is going to be totally crazy. Only Legenders can do that probably. But even Legenders cannot do it without reroll. You need to have the perfect luck. I mean, how do you counter Sonya's shield? There's nothing you can do, right? Let's kill this team as well. How do you counter Sonya's shield? How do you counter Tanuki? I mean, imagine how much time it will take you to get to brutality or something. Or to even to friendship. You lose time. You can do that, but you lose time. Even in the best run, you lose at least 5 or 6 seconds trying to do brutality or something on a guy who has Tanuki. So, okay, alright. And there we go. Another counter. That's unfortunate. Anyways, I will try to execute her immediately. Alright, she does bye-bye. This guy comes, and I lost another. I lost time. I lost time here. Nothing I can do. I should have checked on Jade equipment, but you know, currently I'm out of the challenge, so I don't check everybody's equipment. But yeah, Jade had, not Jade, but I'm sorry, this guy had Cryomancer armor, I believe. So this is the reason why he got the shield. And yeah, so let's review this battle. I believe this battle was perfect, right? Let's review the enemy stats. So they, according to the time here, they survive 4 seconds. You say, alright, if it's 4 seconds, then you can do it for 1 minute, like 10 battles at 40 seconds, and then another 5 battles for another 20 seconds, 1 minute, right? No, because let's check our time, which is the time that matters. Look at this, 5 seconds. So, you always need to check your team time and not the enemy team time, because currently, it's 5 seconds, okay? And let's see the enemy time. Enemy time is 4 seconds. Sometimes enemy time is 6 seconds, and our time is 8 seconds. It's really depending on the team. Let's check another fight. Let's check here. Oh my god, this was the longer fight. Okay, let's check here. Okay, my time is 5 seconds, and the enemy time is 5 seconds. Okay, sometimes they're equal, but sometimes they're not. In the general case, what I discovered is that the time of the enemy is always slightly shorter. Let's say 6 seconds. Let's see our time now. 7 seconds. You see, weird, but this is the way it works. Alright guys, so this is going to be over today. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you found it entertaining. And yeah, if you want to beat my time, feel free. I would love to see how you do it. Once again, this is only for the whales. If you are bored and want to have fun. A very good example of how you can defeat Fatal Tower, Survival Elder Tower within 130 seconds. Just have to be very, very mindful of the enemy equipment, especially after fight 8 or 9. And if you see something that gives shield, something that gives tons of resistance to the buffs, you might want to just skip the fight. Yesterday when I did the 130 seconds, I used like, once again, 4 or 5 rerolls, something like this. So yeah, See you next time, guys. Take care.
Perfect.